a major headache for motorists.
But the good news is it's also curing the headaches it's causing, Jordan.
That's right, because the bottle's spilled open and it's free. Free Tylenol for everyone.
Absolutely. Jordan, I want to go to one breaking news story that I think is very important for our viewers to know. Tonight on Arts Talk, you're going to see a new host. And it's not because Bill is gone forever. Bill has actually become one with the Force. So, just want you to know.
His Jedi power was so powerful that he attained a higher level of being.
That's right. So I guess we should wrap up the show now, Jordan, and toss it over to the Arts Talk crew. They have some pretty impressive stuff lined up for today. So I'm Dan.
I'm Jordan.
And the news is now broken. That's right. The news is now broken. And that means it's time for Arts Talk! Yeah. Introducing your hosts, Bill and Cliff. They bring you the best in Edmonton arts programming, and I think you're going to love it. Here they are now, Bill and Cliff.
Well. He just said Bill and Cliff, and suspiciously you will notice that there doesn't seem to be a Bill. But as you've probably heard, he's reached a higher level of consciousness in the Force, I've heard. But, I mean, perhaps I don't have enough of the Force to be able to see him at this time, so perhaps later. Hey, Jordan, how are you, sir?
Well, I'm not too bad, Cliff. Thanks for asking. I'm Jordan.
Good.
I guess I'll be filling in for Bill tonight.
Nice. You know what? I'm not sure if it's just me, but you seem slightly more handsome.
Oh, I think it must just be you, because surely I've gotten more ugly and decrepit, Cliff. I make it a point to do so.
That's right. So, Jordan, I just wanted to get this out there. You know, I'm always saying a lot of nice things about Bill, and I seldom ever get a chance to, let people know that his lack of dedication and commitment to this show is evident now, right?
I can't help but agree, Cliff. If Bill can't be at every single Arts Talk show in person and is off somewhere being a Force ghost, then
it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. He's probably going to have powers after this.
Where are his priorities, right?
Well, apparently in being able to move objects with his mind. It's more important to him than this show.
Apparently. All right, so let's just clear the air here. For ladies and gentlemen, everybody listening, for those of you who don't know, Arts Talk is actually the brainchild of Bill Roberts, who is not here. He's normally the host of the show, and I'm the co-host. He's not here today because, well, he's elsewhere and otherwise occupied, shall we say. So Jordan was kind enough to decide to come on here and chat with us for a while and banter a little bit and do our thing and talk to our guests and all that wonderful stuff. Right, Jordan?
Absolutely, Cliff. And thank you so much for having me on. I'm happy to talk about art anytime you'll have me.
Absolutely. And you know what? Speaking of art, I mean, how goes the good improv gig?
Well, it goes. It's like any type of art, You can't quite be sure if it was done by a genius or a child. And that's the way we like it. We like to leave it ambiguous. It's either completely genius or completely just, you wonder who let the person out of the asylum to do that morbid thing. No, it's not that bad. It's good. It's good. We work a lot, and that's the way we like it. We like to be busy.
Cool. So listen, you're part of almost every Arts Talk most of the time with the with the little shtick that happens prior to Arts Talk with your good improv show. Why don't you tell us a little bit? I've never really asked you this online, Jordan. Let's tell us a little bit about good improv. Who is it? How did it come to be? Do you guys do some performances around Edmonton? Tell me about it.
Oh, well, sure, Cliff. Thanks for asking. Good Improv is myself, Dan Moser, and Justin DeVoe. And we are a group of comedians that like making monkey shines.
Monkey shines, even.
Monkey shines. We tell jokes that try to elicit laughter. That's the goal. And we like to keep it light. We work very clean, and we're proud about that too. I mean, we're not, totally sanitized, but
Yeah.
anybody can enjoy us, I think, except for those who are evil at heart. They don't find any humor in our shows whatsoever. I think Hitler would have hated us. He really would have
would have hated-
disliked us.
Yeah, that should be a sticker, right? I mean, good improv. Hitler would have hated us.
Yeah, I think that's going to feature heavily in our marketing this year.
I think so. How long you guys been together as a group?
Well, let me think back. It's been about, probably 10 plus years.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we must like each other. I mean, we've been together so long. Either that
Hey,
or we
besides-
really, really dislike each other, and we're just trying to drag this out as long as it'll go to the bitter end,
Yeah, absolutely, man. Listen, fighting online could be very, cathartic and very funny.
Yeah? Well,
Yes, you guys just have an argument like Monty Python, right?
right. Right, yeah. Well, funny is a matter of perspective. I think most things can be funny.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, and you, Cliff, you do quite a bit of art as well. Don't sell yourself short here. You're in
Yeah, a
the
little.
photography business, and you're also in the business of the art of conversation.
Of conversation. Look at that. You know what? It's funny, right? I think conversation is vastly underrated in our day and age. I could be wrong. I don't know. But it used to be that, you could sit around with friends and chat and get a nice philosophical debates and discussions and talk politics and religion and geopolitical issues, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, man, I tell you, you're bound to get in trouble if you did that.
That's right. There's only one topic that you can talk about now, and it's art. And what better
And
place
it's
than
art.
Arts Talk?
And you know what? That's the fun part about this show. If you don't know about this show, we talk about art, but not art as in singers and songwriters and artists and podcast hosts and all that sort of stuff. It's not limited to that. It's art in any form. Anything that can be recognized as an art form, we want to hear about, we want to talk about. And we've had some great artists over the time, everything from leather artists to amazing singers and songwriters to talented actors and whatnot. And you know what? This show is generally a live show, and it's going to be back live as soon as we can get going again after all this wonderful pandemic stuff is over. And we're looking forward to that, Jordan. We're looking forward to going live again, having you guys part of the show, and really kind of getting back to what I guess would be considered normal and talking to people face to face. Wouldn't that be just a fantastic thing?
Well, that'd be a dream come true, Cliff. I think that there's an energy about being live somewhere with
Being
people,
live.
and
Absolutely.
that human interaction that you just don't get when you're alone by yourself in a box. So come
In
be
a
together
box.
with people in a box.
Absolutely. Well, for the moment, we're going to enjoy this little box for probably a couple more, shows anyway.
Sure.
And I think you folks will enjoy this show. We got 3 guests on tonight's show, and we're going to have some fun chatting with them. And our first guest, of course, is Daryl and Christine. We will bring them on in just a moment. So if you stay tuned, we'll be happy to have a nice long chat with these folks and see what's going on in the wonderful city of Edmonton. How's that, Jordan?
Sounds great. We'll see you soon.
Stay tuned for more Arts Talk with Bill and Cliff. These are pre-recorded if you're wondering why I'm not saying Jordan and Cliff. And now, our first guest.
Well. Today we have with us, as I mentioned earlier in the show, we have 3 guests. So welcome back, folks. And I would like to take this time to introduce you to 2 rather good-looking people from what I can see, from where I'm sitting right here. It's Daryl and Christine. And Daryl and Christine, I won't even talk about the studio, etc., until I introduce you guys, say hi, and let you do it. How are you guys?
Doing well, thank you. Good to be here.
Good. Where in this wide world are you located?
We are in Sherwood Park, Alberta.
In Sherwood Forest. How's that? Huh?
Sherwood
Forest,
yeah.
that's right, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Daryl and Christine, Jordan and I were at the beginning lamenting the fact that we don't know you folks. We don't know you very well. I have met you 2 once, very briefly, last year at Ravenwood Festival. And we were talking about how we don't know you, and we were discussing the fact that it's really awesome to not really know you because we can ask you the questions and we can be curious for our audience and we can all learn about you together. Hey, Jordan?
Yeah, absolutely. Hello, nice to meet you, by the way, and
Yes,
welcome
nice
to the show.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Yes, I would love to get to know more about you. I understand that you are the people behind Origin Road.
Yes, we started Origin Road. Well, we started Sound Lab about 3 years ago. We've rebranded as Origin Road. So some people might know us as Sound Lab Studios in Sherwood Park. And we acquired another side of our business, a retail store. So originally we were music rehearsal spaces and an event space and workshops and various things like that. And last year, just before COVID hit, we decided to acquire a retail music store to add to our business. And in the process of doing that and struggling with two names, we decided to rebrand and we've merged the two. It was Sherwood Park Music and Sound Lab Studios, and now we're Origin Road.
So am I to understand then, Daryl, all of those guitars behind you, those are not your personal guitars that you play every day. They're actually for the market. Is that correct?
Yes, unfortunately, they're not mine to play every day. I look at them and I drool and I want to take them home, but I'm not allowed to.
Well, you're not allowed to. That's right. Well, that's fantastic. I love the name, you guys. Origin Road is a really cool name. How did you come up with that?
Well, we actually hired a marketing company because we just had no ideas when we first came up with the name Sound Lab way back. That took literally, I'm sure we were thinking about it for a year, coming up with new names. So when we acquired Sherwood Park Music, the retail portion, we were having a major identity crisis.
Yeah.
And just figure it out. So we ended up hiring a marketing company called Unfussy, and they came up with this whole brand with a name, and there's the whole brand story, and
the nice thing is they made it. It's not some manufactured brand store.
Correct.
They came and talked to us, learned who we were and what our sort of philosophy was around music and what we were trying to do here, and they kind of built the whole thing around that, which is the whole idea of kind of the nostalgic, homey, sort of comfortable place to be. And that's what we've tried to make this, again, starting with the rehearsal spaces, we've tried to make it somewhere where anybody from, not to label people, but, your heavy metal punk rockers could be comfortable here getting loud. And mom and dad would also feel fine dropping off their 15, 16-year-old to play with their friends here. And not worry about it being a scary place to leave their kids or something. So and we've been amazed with just the musicians that have come through and just how nice everybody is. You can have your stereotypes about, again, I mentioned like heavy metal or punk rock, and you might think, oh, those guys they're going to trash the place or they're going to be horrible or something. That type of band has been the nicest, most courteous people we've met. So it's been amazing.
Yeah, it's been a really great time meeting all sorts of different musicians, and we've just had so much fun. And it's amazing that the variety of personalities and genres of music and everything that.
Nice. Well, I tell you this week, as a matter of fact. But that Origin Road, it suits you guys terribly much from my little limited opinion of you, of your organization and your building. Because I was there last year during Ravenwood. We did it virtually for those of you who don't know, and it was fantastic. And it was exactly what you say. It was a very homey type atmosphere. Kind of like where friends get together and jam, or friends get together and have a cup of tea and talk and whatnot. And I think the Origin Road suits that so wonderfully. So
yeah, and what a great resource for young musicians, or any musician really, to have a space where they can go and rehearse and record. And if they need instruments, is that something available to them as well, or can they bring in?
So the store that we've added is a full music retail store, so they can purchase guitars, keyboards, drum gear, ukuleles, virtually any musical instruments. And then for people coming in to rent the rehearsal rooms, we also rent some of the equipment if they don't happen to own and just want to rent for the night. Or if they don't, we supply a drum kit in the rehearsal room so the drummers don't have to haul their whole drum kit, which is probably the hardest part of a band.
Yeah.
So,
For sure.
And what about lessons? Do you guys do lessons as well?
we don't actually do lessons. We worked fairly closely with a company called Crescendo Music in Sherwood Park, and they've done lessons for about 15 years. They do it really well. So we had, prior to acquiring the retail, we had done a bunch of different things, sort of loosely partnered with them, and we just felt there was no real point in us trying to take on lessons. They did that well, and that's their wheelhouse, and so we just find a way to kind of
Work with them.
Yeah, so they have their strengths, we have ours, and
You're so surrounded by music with the great space and the retail store and everything. Do you have musicality in your life from your childhood, or how did you get inspired to become involved in this?
yeah, I'll let Christine start. She has a bit more history with music than I do.
Yeah, I guess my music is in my family. My mom loved music. My brother loved music. So right from, I don't know, I guess I was 7 when I started playing, taking violin lessons, and just had music playing all the time. My mom comes from the Maritimes, and she just has a so there's always singing and playing in the house and everything. So I ended up playing bass guitar. When I was a teenager, I thought
Nice.
this is the best instrument ever. Loved it. So I played as a teenager and wanted to be a rock star. Didn't become a rock star. Ended up going to university and getting an education. Daryl and I, was it 5 years ago, we did the garage band program in Sherwood Park run by the county. And so they put individual musicians together as bands. You get together once a week to rehearse, and at the end of the 6 weeks or so, you do a show. So there were about 5 bands, and we all did took part in the big show at Festival Place. It was pretty exciting. We always found that we needed more time to rehearse. Once a week was not enough to get ready for a show. So we rehearsed at one of the band members' houses, but we had to leave by 7:30 because the kids had to go to bed and that kind of thing. So one day Daryl just turned to me and said, "We should start a rehearsal studio." Okay. And so here we are now.
Nice.
Well, that's
Nice.
so
And
wonderful.
It is, right? I mean, and in Sherwood Park of all places, this is just so cool.
Yes, and for
Yeah,
anyone,
it's funny, when we started, we debated whether we would start it in Sherwood Park or maybe do something in Edmonton, be a little closer, because we know there's a lot of working bands that live in the Edmonton area. And it was a long journey of sort of trying to find the right space and a location that would work, and we ended up sort of on the west side of Sherwood Park, so it's fairly convenient for people from Edmonton. Get on the Henday and you can be here in 15 minutes, and so yeah. So
I mean, it's just right off White Boulevard, right?
It's right. Actually, it's north of there. We're more just off Baseline.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I'm picturing Sherwood Park. That's right, just off Baseline Road. Yeah. So it's a very easy place to get to. Yeah, exactly. So last year, just to go back to last year for a moment, for those of you who don't know, we did. I was involved in this as well. Another brainchild of Bill. Bill and his wife Cheryl, and it was called the Ravenwood Festival in Sherwood Park, and the year before was the inaugural year, and then of course last year COVID came along and said, "Forget that noise, you're not doing it this year." So very quickly we reorganized, and it was Daryl and Christine's place, then called Sound Lab, now called Origin Road, that ended up hosting this festival, which we had then broadcast live. We did this virtual festival last year for a couple of days, and it was fantastic. And the studio space and the sound, oh my God, the sound was fantastic. And everybody that listened to it, you guys, I don't know how much feedback you yourself got, but everybody that listened to it online and tuned in live and then listened later, they all said that the sound was awesome. Right, so whatever you guys are doing, you're doing it right, and that's fantastic.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we did a lot of effort when we were building the place and opening up to try and think about the sound and the acoustics, and
Right.
having a space where people don't hear themselves play or sing. Oh my gosh, what's that? And
What's that?
the room's making them sound horrible or something.
That's right, and that's a great thing about this year. This particular Arts Talk, I can't help but bring up Ravenwood Festival.
Yeah.
Number 3 is coming up this weekend, Friday night and Saturday night, and it's being held right here at Origin Road Studios. And we actually have the ability this time around to have live audience, and we can have up to 80 people show up. Are you looking forward to that, you guys? That's going to be awesome.
Oh yeah,
So
completely.
excited. Yeah, can't wait.
Yeah, we're just getting the room, prepped today and getting very excited about it. And yeah, so it'll be live streaming. It'll be in person, and then we'll also be streaming the audio on Sound Sugar Radio.
Sound Sugar Radio as well, yeah. And that's the other thing you folks are involved in is Sound Sugar Radio. You're part of that group that created and maintained that station, right?
Yeah, another thing that Bill was integral in getting
Right.
off the ground.
He's everywhere, that guy. Hey, Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
I
just
don't know how
produces
it's
so
solved.
much.
I know. He's everywhere, of course, Jordan, but not here.
No, not here, alas.
Dude, what's up with that, eh?
Well, he's probably, I bet you what he's doing is out practicing tuba somewhere, and he doesn't have a space. And his poor neighbors are thinking if only this guy had a dedicated rehearsal space, he could go rehearse his tuba and record his tuba.
Exactly, right?
Does he actually play tuba?
Well, if he
Or is
doesn't,
that-
he should.
If he doesn't, he should. That's right. So that's great. With the Ravenwood Festival coming up, and it's going to be a great kickoff for the non-pandemic part of this year, I would say. I think it's the first live music festival, notwithstanding some stuff going on in Stony Plain, I hear, but one of the first live music festivals of this year, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be fantastic. As a matter of fact, myself, Bill, and a friend of all of ours named Paul, we'll be actually hosting the show. So anybody listening to this, first of all, come see the studio. You guys will love Origin Road Studio. It's just such a chill place, and it's literally like that. It's like you go sit down, chill, have a beer, listen to some music, chat people up, and it's just fantastic. You guys must be terribly excited about this.
Yeah, I'm thrilled to have it back again this year, and I know it won't always be here because the idea of Ravenwood is a big outdoor
It's live,
festival,
yeah.
and that's not what we are. But and that's fair enough. I'll be happy to see it, back to its full potential. But while we can have it here, we're thrilled to do it.
Absolutely. You guys, it's been a genuine pleasure to have you on the show, and I'm really looking forward to catching up and seeing the studio again, and being a part of the Ravenwood Festival at your studio. I'm really looking forward to it. Much appreciated that you showed up.
Thank you for having us on. The couches are waiting for you here for Ravenwood. So.
Nice. All right, folks, we'll see you soon, and have a good rest of the week. And we'll see you on the weekend.
See you then.
That's right. Arts Talk with Bill and Cliff has been preempted for Arts Talk featuring Jordan and Cliff. Let's all enjoy the music just a tad longer for no particular reason.
Nope.
All right, and now our next guest. Will appear in just one moment.
Well, Jordan, my friend, what did you think of that? That was awesome.
That was awesome. We got to know Daryl and Christine and find out a bit more about Origin Road and Ravenwood Festival.
And the local scene is rocking, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hey, and speaking about the local scene and the not so local scene, but of course the Alberta scene, we have another fantastic guest right here, and her name is Sarah. Sarah, I'm very happy to bring you onto the show and have you tell us all about your wonderful self. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody listening and watching this show, please welcome Sarah.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate your time tonight. This is going to be fantastic. Origin Road sounds amazing, by the way. Like, I got to send my artists out there because I have a couple artists in that area. So I think that's fantastic. So it was wonderful to get them on and to learn more about them. So thanks for bringing them on too. I love making connections like that. So yeah, thanks for having me tonight. And I'm sitting here in High River, Alberta myself, so Southern Alberta. It is a very hot evening. It's really hazy down here as well. I hope everyone's doing okay in BC. Like, it is so hot out here today. It's wild. How's it up there in Edmonton?
Well, it's not too bad here. The smoke was not billowing through my windows on the drive to where I am now. So we're doing okay, but it is hot. Got lots of hot heat.
It is hot. Yeah. I'm not sure what it got today, 32 degrees or something. So yeah,
Yes.
it's a scorcher. And yeah, my favorite joke, I tell people, us brown guys, we love heat, you know, but this is perhaps just a few degrees too much.
I
But
feel
yeah,
like we all say to ourselves, like, we're going to love heat because we're Canadians. We don't get that much summer. We get
Correct.
maybe 2 or 3 months of summer and like really
Correct.
good temperatures. And we think, okay, so we can handle, some hot temperatures here and there. But when it goes on for 2 weeks,
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
a bit much. It makes everything a little bit slower, a little bit tougher to do. And we feel like we shouldn't complain because we don't get this kind of weather that often. But when it's hitting 35, 36, no.
That's right. So Sarah Scott, right?
Yes, yeah.
Sarah Evelyn Scott?
Yes, actually. Holy cow.
Yeah, three names even.
You did
so
your
Sarah,
research.
but please don't think that I didn't actually. Listen, I will repeat what I said with Daryl and Christine. The fact that we don't know you as well as we should is two things. First of all, my bad. Secondly, it's awesome to get to know you together with our audience because you know what? We're all curious about you. And we're wondering, Sarah Scott, what it is that you do. You're obviously involved in all things music and podcasts and all these wonderful things. I'd love for you to tell us what it is that you do from your wonderful High River. I don't know. Is that like a base?
It's a base right
like
now,
a
yeah.
science fiction base, right? From your
My
High River
kitchen
base.
table is my office.
Oh, there you go.
Well, first of all, I love that you knew my middle name. That was hilarious. I love that. So I right now do a few things. I'm kind of a jack of all trades in the music industry at the moment. I used to be an on-air personality at Golden West Radio. I did their afternoon drive home show. I did some of their music direction, and I did a lot of their promotional stuff. Oh, pardon?
West Radio. What city is Golden West Radio?
So Golden West Radio,
High
they have, it's in High River, and they're
Oh.
based out of a bunch of areas across Canada as well. So I was based in High River, and I was at their country station, and you could also hear me on their Strathmore station and on their Cochrane station. I was kind of everywhere. But in January of this year, I ended up having my show get syndicated. So I did get laid off, but when one door closes, a lot of doors ended opening up. So I took advantage of as much as I could. And long story short, I ended up taking the Canada Music Incubator Artist Management Program, which is the top program in Canada to take for artist management. And I'm not going down the road of artist management particularly. I'm going to be offering development services, consultations, and management services. So if an artist needs a new artist package like EPKs, one sheets, promo packaging, media help and support, as well as if they need to get grants or they need funding or they need to get their royalties or even just how to get royalties, because that's tough for some artists, as you may know, to even just find out where can I get money that I earned with my music. So I can answer those kind of questions. I also help them pretty much book shows. I also do booking services as well. So I do book shows for artists as well. And I also host a podcast called Studio B Podcast that does air on Sound Sugar Radio as well. And it's called One to Watch Wednesdays. So you can hear it every Wednesday at noon on Sound Sugar Radio, but it also does come in podcast form as well. So you can go on to Sound Sugar Radio and re-download it so you can listen to it on another day, not just Wednesday. And I also have another aspect of Studio B, which is Homemade in Alberta. So One to Watch Wednesdays, all genres, and it's a bit longer. And Homemade in Alberta focuses on the rising stars of Alberta country music. So I love Alberta country music. That was my background. And then I also have an educational aspect of it. So the educational aspect of it is for independent and emerging artists to help them succeed on their own, but also it's for anybody who's super fascinated in the music industry and wants to know more about the behind the scenes aspect of it, or for any up and coming industry professionals that want to know all aspects of it as well. And then on top of that, nope, I'm not done yet. I'm also a radio tracker as well. So I work with Principal Projects, and I make sure that artists get their songs on the radio and to as many stations as possible across Canada, as well as set them up interviews and set them up promo opportunities. And pretty soon here, hopefully start booking radio tours again, because that would be sweet to do that again. And on top of that, I also volunteer at the University of Calgary's radio station, CJSW 90.9. Once a month, I host a show called Off the Map, and it's all independent Canadian country music. So that's super fun to do. Absolutely love doing it. And yeah, and I can't wait for more opportunities to come.
That's fantastic.
I know.
Sarah, I have to take a breath just listening to what you do, just listening to it, let alone doing it. Dude, how do you manage it?
I got really good at time management, and I got really good at organization. And of course, that CMI course really helped as well to get everything from, you get your head in the clouds and you have like 7,000 different ideas that you want to do. Just help me narrow it down. And yeah, I even just am wrapping up a project right now with a whole entire event. So it's been a busy couple of weeks, but I'm very grateful for it.
Cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, organization must be one of the keys to that, because when you can organize your time, you can use it more efficiently. And by the sounds of it, you're using your time very efficiently, because that is a large number of projects and roles, and you're having incredible successes. Industry Person of the Year. This is fantastic. I don't know what it takes to become Industry Person of the Year, but if it's all of the things that you're doing, that's a lot.
No kidding.
Oh man, that was a huge honor with Country Music Alberta, with the pandemic, with work being so all over the place, with everything just happening, to get that award for Industry Person of the Year with Country Music Alberta for the 10th annual awards. Like, I'm almost starting to cry just thinking about it again, because it was so humbling, because I love the Alberta country music scene. They make it so easy to want to support and help and develop them, because you guys probably know this as well, even just the arts community here in Alberta, so collaborative, so supportive, so helpful, and so much flipping talent, so much talent in this province. And so to be given that award, I'm absolutely just still flabbergasted, to say the least, because it means a ton. And it is a true inspiration to continue to do what I do for these artists. And I do it with my whole heart. So I can't wait to continue to do that in this new role of a business owner.
And you know what? And it's absolutely fabulous, Sarah, because you talk about artists and business owner, you seem to, it's in a different breath almost. But the fact of the matter is, doing what you do, you are a genuine inspiration and an artist to many of the people that rely on you. And I think the fact that you got that award, I think should make that very clear, that you are obviously an integral part of, the music, not to mention the country music scene.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. Thank you so much. But I wouldn't be here without the artists and without the music either. So they're a big part of it too.
Absolutely. So that's a lot of stuff. My goodness me. So how did you get in? Well, you mentioned a little bit about it, but what actually made you think that, hey, wait a minute, I can do this, and this, and this, and yes, I can help these artists, and yes, indeed, I can promote these artists, and so on. That's a pretty fascinating career path.
Oh man, that was a very interesting career path I decided to go on. But it started actually because, as mentioned, I worked in radio for 3.5 years full time on air and all that kind of stuff. But behind the scenes, I was always helping out artists in numerous ways, whether it was with radio campaigns or whether just answering questions or filling in knowledge gaps. And I ended up being a lot more fascinated in the business side of music than in the broadcasting media side of it. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely love being a presenter, as I have my podcast and I'm on CJSW. But the business side of it to me is like, I don't know how to explain it, because I really like the name Sound Lab. When they changed their name over, I was like, Sound Lab is such a good name though, because I feel like it is like a sound lab, because when I get into my mode of work at my desk here at my kitchen table, it's like the creation and the organization and my brain, I don't know how to explain it. Was saying this to my friend earlier because I have actually, get this, I have another interview for a job on Friday. And I'm saying to my friend, I was like, I really don't know how to explain everything I do. I just know how to do it, and I just love to do it so much, but I don't know how to explain what I do. So I don't know how to explain it, but when I sit down with my one artist, because my main artist right now is Lindsay Butler, we just get going and my brain just starts firing, like all pistons go, and it's creative, it's fun, it's bouncy, it's bright, like my brain just goes wild and I love it and it makes me so happy. And so when I realized that, when I was kind of doing that with artists in the last, I would say 2 years, I knew, okay, this is something I'm passionate about. This is something I always look forward to doing. This is something I want to wake up every morning and be like, I'm helping out these amazing artists and these amazing people, and we're having a ton of fun doing it. Like, when they say you don't work a day in your life and you love what you do,
Yeah.
That's what it felt like for me. And I still did that with radio, but with the business side of it, I'm a very creative person, and it allows me to share my creativity and collaborate with people to share their creativity and make people happy. I don't know how to explain it, but I just love what I do. So that's kind of when it hit me, was officially about 1.5 years ago. And I was like, I'm actually kind of good at this and I actually really love it. And I want to pursue this further. And then, like I said, one door closes, another one opens, and I was finally able to take the CMI course, and it was the best course I've ever taken. I have a lot of education, but that was probably one of the best courses I've ever taken.
Nice.
And so, do you have artists pursuing you, like to work with you, and do you pursue artists, or how does that work? How do you connect with the people that would need your service?
So people can definitely get a hold of me, because right now I do work with one artist full time. So that is Lindsay Butler, and we're having one heck of a time. She's one of the best artists to work with. Oh my goodness. Oh, she's so fun. And I am starting to work with another artist come September for his single and album release. And then another artist I have a meeting with pretty darn soon to see what we can do for him. So I have had artists pursue me, which I absolutely love. And they can definitely do that. The best way to get a hold of me is actually sliding into my DMs on Instagram. It sounds weird to say, but that's the best way to get a hold of me, because that's the first thing I check. I'm like, ooh, Instagram notification. Woo.
What's
Millennial in me. It's the millennial in me.
What's your Instagram handle?
So I have 2 of them, and my personal one, which they can get a hold of me at as well, is Sarah on Air High River. So at Sarah on Air High River. And then I realized I forgot to mention my company name. So my company name and Instagram is at Siren Music and Media. So Siren Music and Media.
That's easy. And you can always Google Siren Music and Media in High River, and I'm sure the Instagram and all the other social media pages will pop out of
Well, right now it's just
Google
Instagram.
Just Instagram, eh?
Yeah, right now it is, just because I'm still building it, I'm still growing it, and I want to help the artists first before I do anything more for myself, because I just feel like they're the priority, and that's how it is. And I haven't pursued anyone just yet. I feel like I'm still gaining some footing and I'm still getting some more experience. So the artists that I'm working with now, I feel very privileged that they've asked me to work with them and to grow with them and to learn with them. So that's how I'm taking it. And they're absolutely fantastic about it too, because they're also learning with me. So it's like a team effort.
Yeah, it's a great collaboration.
Awesome collaboration. I was going to say, speaking of collaboration, Jordan, do you have a book, Improv Acts?
Yeah, I can book improv, Zach. If you guys need shows, let me know. I'll totally find you somewhere to go.
We should certainly be in touch. Yeah.
Exactly, Jordan. Exactly.
Or I know people that can too. So
yeah,
Fantastic.
So Jordan and Dan are the improv guys. Good improv. Hey, search them out. You'll find them, and perhaps you guys can connect. And maybe some shows are in order down by Calgary or High River or Edmonton or Low River. It doesn't matter where, right?
Yeah.
Right. Doesn't matter where.
Yeah, fantastic. We'll connect after the show. That's great.
Heck yeah.
Absolutely. It's all about the connections, right? Sarah, obviously you're doing so many things within the industry, and your enthusiasm and your energy really comes across in a small little format like this. You seem to be a force to reckon with. And you know what? I'm so pleased that you're on the show today, and I'm so pleased to have to meet you virtually. And yeah, you know what? Looking forward to the future for you and for everything that you'll bring to the table in Alberta.
Thank you so much. And I really appreciate your time tonight, guys. Like, thank you for having me on. This meant the world. So I had a ton of fun. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank
We
you,
really
Sarah.
appreciate you being here. And listen, tune in to the Ravenwood Festival this weekend. There's some amazing Alberta artists that are on there, and both Friday night and Saturday night. And of course, it's being broadcast live. And if you happen to fancy a road trip, But
Everyone go see live music. It's back.
it's back.
Yes.
That's right. So, but do catch the festival where you're at, okay? And yeah, if there's anything that Arts Talk can do, we have a Facebook page, we have a Instagram account, and all that wonderful stuff. Seek us out. And if you want to be back on the show with your artist friends and somebody you wish to promote, bring them on the show. Just just drop us a line, and we'll be happy to get you guys on the show.
If there's any way that I can help you guys out too, let me know and I'll be here for you. Just send me a message and I'll help you out.
Fantastic. Hey, that's great.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. Appreciate you being here. Bye.
Bye.
And now, even more of your favorite entertainers, Bill and Cliff. Watch as Bill dazzles you with his one-liners and Cliff sets you up for the punchline. The show's almost over, by the way, so they're going to have to do that pretty quick here.
Oh, man. Well, Jordan.
What a show. What a
say you, my
fantastic
friend?
show. What say I? I say I know more now than I did at the beginning of the show, and that's a good thing.
What more could one ask?
Well, one could ask, where is Bill Roberts? If you
What
have
did
any
that-
information on the whereabouts of Bill Roberts, contact Arts Talk.
He's probably
'Cause-
hanging out with Waldo.
Oh, probably, yeah. Yeah, Forrest ghosting it up with Waldo.
That's right. What about our guests, my friend? How about that for some energy and enthusiasm and all things arts?
Our guests were fantastic. Daryl and Christine with Origin Road and Sarah Scott. Studio B, One to Watch Wednesdays. I don't know how many people out there are aspiring artists, but there's lots of value here. You can find out some cool behind the scenes stuff about the music world by listening to One to Watch Wednesdays and Studio B. You can see profiles on artists. It's very, very cool stuff. Very neat.
And we didn't get address information and whatnot from Origin Road Studios with Daryl and Christine, but they're a Sherwood Park company. You do a quick Google of even Ravenwood and you'll find those guys. You do a quick Google of music stores in Sherwood Park and studios in Sherwood Park, and you'll run across Origin Road. So we want to thank our guests again, Daryl and Christine from Origin Road. Thank you so much for being here. It's much appreciated. Looking forward to this weekend and you guys hosting Ravenwood Festival. And Sarah Evelyn Scott, it's been a true pleasure to have her on the show. And we certainly wish her a whole lot of luck.
Absolutely. And it's been a pleasure, Cliff. Thanks for having me. Bill will be back next week. And
Sweet. Jordan, you know what? It's been fun, my friend. We're gonna have to get you on again, and we'll have both Bill and I talk to perhaps the two of you guys. You do these intros for us on with your improv show, and you do these intros for us, and often we don't get a chance to talk to you. I really want to sit down with you guys one of these Arts Talk shows and have a conversation with you guys, and that would be really something I'd look forward to.
well, that'd be great, Cliff. It'd be our pleasure anytime you're willing to do a little jaw wagging with us.
Joe Wagon. I like that. Well, I would like to thank the guests again. Jordan, I would love to thank you, my friend. I appreciate you being on here. I appreciate all you do in the background with the tech work. And of course, our friend Dan, whom you didn't really see today, except for at the beginning. Dan and Jordan have been so amazing to put this show together. I really want to extend my thanks to you guys. And you know what? Next week, it's business as usual. Bill will be back. And I will be back, and we'll have some new guests for you, and we'll be able to talk about post-Ravenwood, which is going to be kind of cool. So to all of you out there, we wish you all the very best, and hope the rest of the week is fantastic. And we'll see you next week, Wednesday, 8 o'clock.
Yes, don't forget to like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel. Go click the likes and the subs and all all those things. Click them.
All
Don't
those
smash them,
things.
just click them.
Just click them.
And tune in next week. Thanks for watching.
To next week. We're out.
Oh, 2 weeks from now, not next week. Tune in next week anyway. Watch an old episode.
This has been Arts Talk with Bill and Cliff. Join us again next week when Bill is back and Jordan is back out in the streets where he belongs. All right, everyone. We'll see you next time here on Arts Talk.